Hello guys, this is Yassine. I decided this week to chart with you guys vocally instead of just annotated chart. So I got a couple names here. We'll go through them quickly. First one, we'll look at this one probably later. This one actually, not into it too much because the stock is not it's not too liquid. It's just trading like hundred thousands, like a little below like 200,000, which I usually like. Um, so what I want to actually share with you is AMEV. I like this one over here. I think I posted this one last week, as far as I remember. Uh, what actually I'm looking, I'm using the 50 and the 21. That's actually what I always put on my chart. Sometimes I add the 8 exponential moving average. You might see it sometimes in my chart as well. I like this one over here. It's been actually making some higher lows in here. Recently, it just popped and it broke out an all-time high with some volume uh, right in here a little bit. Um, and since then it just moved sideways. It actually didn't do much, which is actually a positive for me. If I go on the hourly base, you can see the chart just been it went up and it's flagging all the way. It's broke up here at the end of the day, and this went sideways. I expect this one to move up to the upside. So yeah, I kind of like that one so far. Next one I want to go with you is AVTR. AVTR, it broke out on earnings up here because you can see we had a reversed head and shoulder. I think I included this one last time as well. We had a long resistance up here. We broke out with volume on the ER when the stock report earnings. Um, and then I won't actually, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, I won't chase it up here. I'd like to see the stock comes back. If it's weak, it might come back and fill this gap over here. And if not, it might just bounce on the 21 exponential. I might get into that one maybe. I have to see the stock. If it bounce over here on a hammer or something like that, I'd like to see that. Other than that, I wouldn't chase it. I'll just leave it right there. Next one I'm going to go with you is Lulu. This one, they're going to report earnings on the next month, on the 5th. I think I included this one as well in my chart last time. Um, as you're looking at, actually, I'm holding this one right now. My buying point actually was right at that day when I got in. Uh, what I was looking at right before is, as you can see, the stock made a huge move from here to all the way up here. It went crazy. It went from 218 all the way to what 320. That's 100 point in less than probably like from Monday. From actually, we started to move from late April all the way to what June. That's about 2 months. That's a hell of a gain. So stock just pulled all the way sideways, and you can see it bounces right on the 21. It's actually right here. That was a pretty good day for as a reward ratio to get into the stock. It broke out right at that day. That was actually was my entry point. And then as you can see from there, the stock didn't do as much. It just held sideways. A bunch of the stock got hit that day, but actually Lulu just held its 21 EMA, and all it did, it just moved sideways and it broke out with volume. That was a positive sign for me. So and then all it did on the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, just went sideways. As you can see, I'm expecting it to move a little bit more higher, at least at a 360. That's my first target, 360. It can move a little more higher than that, but who knows? Nobody knows the future. Next one I want to go with you is RH. It's a Restoration Hardware Holdings. It's on the retail sector. As you can see, earnings next month on the September the 10th. We had a huge cup and handle here. The stock made all the way up to the highs, and we went sideways. It did held that 21, my favorite moving average, exponential moving average, and then it went sideways. It broke out that day, came back, but actually the stock just held well, and it's fine actually. It's good so far. It's in an uptrend, nothing wrong with it. leave it like that. Next one is NVREO. I don't know. I think I did include this one. Yeah, I did actually. You can see all the annotation from last week. I like the stock. It just coming a little bit closer up here to this high, so you may want to be careful in it. What I like about it, if you look at with me on the weekly here, that's what I want to mention. The stock made a correction on the COVID, and then look at that big bar over here. That's a good bar right there. Um, that's a good one for me. That's showing me strength right there. The stock flagged, if you can see it from there. That's a consolidation right there, and right from there, boom, we broke out on the volume on this week actually right there. So stock's good. Earnings on November the 6th. All I will tell you is to be careful with that resistance. I might see some short people coming in, short the stock right here. If the stock is strong, it might blow up that resistance. It might build some energy right in here, go sideways and all the way and break that resistance. But we'll see. But as of right now, it's looking really good. Yeah. So next one I wanna actually go with you is Amazon. Amazon, I love it. Let me do something good in here. Let's look at the monthly, so we'll have the whole idea. That's actually what I usually do. If I want to look at a stock, I look at the monthly, and then I look at the weekly, and then I look at the daily. Sometimes I'll do the intraday chart. As you can see, the stock made that move from here. That was what? That was back in 2016 with a huge move. It had some correction, and right from there we went higher lows, and then we came there, broke out on the volume. So that's an accumulation phase, as you know. We broke out right there, and then right from there we went straight up. If we go back forward again, if we go forward, look at the weekly, you will see right from that breakout we did a higher tight flag. We broke out again, and then right from there, from that 2,500 level, we went straight up. And then all the stock is doing right now, just going sideways. As if you notice right here, we're just going higher lows. So what does that tell me? It just tells me the stock wants to go a little bit more higher. It can flip, but hey, who knows? You always want to have that mindset. Anything can change in a minute. It's not because it's making higher lows it will go up higher. I don't believe that. Anything can happen, just like what that correction back in February happened. So you want to keep that mindset, and you want to be flexible, as much flexible as possible. But as of right now, what we're looking at, stock is in an uptrend, nothing wrong with it. We went a huge move. Second move, I would say, first breakout, first pullback here, because I call it first train. This is actually the main train station. We just broke out in here. We went sideways. Second train station, broke out. Now all we're doing is just moving sideways, and then we're waiting for it to break that up here. And then I usually don't like I like to buy on that first pullback, second pullback. Once we get into that third base and it's getting tighter. If you notice here, the larger the look at that accumulation phase in here. The longer, like we say, like the longer the base, the higher it flies. So look at that. Like look over here. We had that correction back in late September 2018 all the way. We actually broke here, but with the COVID correction, we won't count that. But we broke out right in April the 9th, 2020. So that's a huge accumulation. That's what I like. Well, if I find a stock here, I'll jump on it with my eyes closed. Not my eyes closed. I'd have to put my stop loss. Anyway, my point here is if you look at with me, once we broke out on that large base, we just kept moving, and the base start getting tighter. Look at the distance actually from that day here all the way to here, and look at it again from here to here. Look how that base is getting tighter and tighter. So that doesn't mean the stock's gonna roll over. I'm not saying that, but I just like to see a large base. You know, first pullback, second pullback, yes, but once we pass on that, I'll just pass. Once we don't have the second, once I miss this opportunity here, I'll just leave it alone. I mean, I'll try to look for another stock that has a huge base or a first pullback or even second pullback. But as of right now, stock looking good. We'll go to the daily. Um, as you can see right here, I want to show you something. We have a we have a gap in here. Uh, I would love to see the stock comes back, fill that gap right in here, and then bounce right off that 21 moving average, just like this one. I'd like to see that. If I go to the intraday on hourly, right in here. So if I make a line in here, and I'll see the stock. This could be actually, this could be A to B, B to C, C to D. So we might go like that. I'm just thinking this is not gonna happen, but I'm just might happen. So we got a leg up here. It's same thing. You have a higher flag. You just flip it upside down. So we might go like that and just come back a little bit here. So I'm just thinking it's not gonna happen. Anyway, it might happen. Who knows? So yeah, I would like to see the stock comes back down to that gap over here, fill it, and bounce right off that 21 more EMA. That'll be a good risk-reward ratio, just like what happened back here. And if you notice with me, all the stock that actually broke out, even Amazon, look how well it did held that 21 moving average. Look, we bounced over here, we bounced over here, here, broke out, came back to that resistance. We bounced right over here. Now we bounce again over here. Look how powerful that EMA. That's why I actually love it. You can do the 20. You can do 20 to 20 sample. I mean, whatever you like. But as far as I'm concerned, I like that 21, and then I used actually the 50. So yeah, that's my take on Amazon. So yeah, I keep an eye on it. Next one is HZO. HZO. Let me look at the monthly. See what's going on with that monthly. This is actually the Fibonacci. I like to see the way I have the Fibonacci here, because when I go on the daily here, it will tell me the previous resistance where we at. So I don't, because you know the stock sometimes will just keep like hitting those resistance and come back. So I like to keep it right there. The stock actually having a good cup and a handle, breaking out here, came back, held itself, pushed higher. All it did right now, it just went sideways, and then we broke out. So the stock right now with volume right there. It might hit that first resistance in here, 32. If you ask me where that 32 come from, if I go to the monthly, all I did is just I used the fib from the higher to the lows, and then you can see that these point right here, these levels, and you can see it lines up beautifully right with that high over here. We broke that level, so from my point of view, I have that line right in here. You can see the stock hits here a couple times, and then of course the highs over here. So I just that's how I actually look at stuff. You might look at it differently, which is totally fine. Yeah, from my the way I trade, that's the way I see it. And you can see the stock like held that line, that resistance here, just a little bit, broke out, came back, and it digested right over it, and then we broke out right past it. So yeah, that's HZO. Last time I talked about, I actually put RDFN. I was watching this one. Actually, it was really strong. We made actually a tremendous move right from the beginning here. You can see we can see a flag right there. You see it right there. You see what I'm looking at. We broke out, came back, and then right from there, we never looked back. That 21, look at that 21. We just violated it right in here, and the stock claimed it right back in. We tested those highs a couple times, And then I was expecting this one Friday to close above there, but actually it was weak. So if you look at the intraday on the hourly, look how we did. We actually gapped, came back, filled it. That's a good sign right there. But I would love to see the stock at least comes back and break and hold at least in here or close above the high. Earnings on November next couple of months from now, which is good. But yeah, if you look at this stock and you compare it to others, it's really good. I'll give you an example. Let's go here and look at. Let's compare it to actually NVRO, for example. Look at that stock. Look how it's it. This is NVRO and this is RDF. And look how strong it is. So yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, it looks really good. But I'd love to see it break out over here and hold its gains on the close. Next one I want to look at is I don't know if I mentioned CHGR. No, I didn't mention, but I think I charted this one last time. Stock on a cup and a handle, as you can see it, claim it's 50 moving average. You respected it. Earning day, filled its gap, closed at the high, pulling sideways. Nothing wrong with the stock. Like I said here back in last week, volume picking up. The blue line, it's actually the relative strength. That's why it's here. Yeah, nothing wrong with the stock. We'll look at it in the weekly. Beautiful, nothing wrong with it. It's uptrend. Might see a target, maybe. Who knows? I like sometimes just to play with the stock and see what it can go. 750, why not? Who knows? Or you can do some fib extensions. I don't like doing that a lot because sometimes the stock can go way more than you expect. Last time I traded a GSX. Actually, it was a beautiful stock. I got in, believe it or not. I was looking at it. I was looking at the stock back in this correction. I looked at it. The stock trended higher, came back. We made that lower lows, lower highs, and then we broke here in a gap. Actually, we have a gap here, and we have a gap right there. We broke it, and then we moved sideways. Somebody will tell me, oh, well, we broke out here too, but what's the difference? Well, we broke out here, we came back like a V-shaped pattern. You see it? Like we went, stock went like that and came right back down. Here we went up and we went sideways a little bit. So it just digesting that. If you can see it with me right there, A to B, B to C, and it just went sideways. So that caught my eye a little bit, and then actually, boom, we moved higher. Right that day when I looked at it, I was like, oh, hold on one second. And actually, this day the market took a big hit. The 6th to 12th. If you look at the SPY on 6 to 12, what is the 6 to 12? Yeah, right there. See it? That day. S&P took a big hit. But guess what? GSX didn't. So that's one of the stuff. Well, this is one of the things you want to look at when you look at the charts. Or you're like, whoa, well, this stock didn't go down. I'm sure the market went down. Yeah, I got in right in here that day. Believe it or not, I got in there, and then boom, next day, and right from there, we just keep going higher. Look at that 21. You never even touch it, which is pretty good. Yeah, you might want to take some profit right there as well. A little bit in here, a little bit there. Yeah, but that was a great trade for me. Next one I want to touch with you is PRSC. No, not that one. That's PRSC. Yeah, look at this one. It's an health service, specialized health services. Beautiful consolidation over here. I'm making those higher lows. This chart is acting up again. I'm sorry about this. I just gotta have to refresh it. Here we go. The stock went sideways. Some people call it the VCP, volatility contraction pattern, which is exactly what happened here. And we broke out, boom, on a higher volume. Beautiful. We had earnings, I believe, on the 6th, and then boom right there. I wouldn't chase it. I will wait for the stock at least to fill that gap a little bit in here or move sideways, and then look for a good risk to reward ratio. And yeah, stock is good. Look at it in the weekly. Beautiful right there. You can see it, nothing wrong with the stock. Next one I want to touch base with you is ACN. I look at large frame to see where that energy is going. You know, I don't just jump in on the daily and just make my decision right from there. You can see this stock on the weekly is acting fine, nothing wrong with it. Back here, it was a good cup and handle, but once stock broke out in here, moved sideways, but COVID came in and broke everything down with it. Stock came back. I believe it almost filled that gap over here, and then came back right on that 21 again. We claimed it, the gap higher. We never even filled it. We never even filled that gap. What does that tell me? That's strength right there. If you don't fill a gap, the stock didn't even bother to fill the gap, that's strength right there. And the stock right is trending. It's a good risk to reward ratio entry right there. You can put your stop loss right below there, and the stock just keeps going higher. Nothing wrong with it. Next one is ROPE, R-O-P. Beautiful chart. You just what I actually like about chart is when you just look at it, it just jumps at you. You know, you don't have to do anything. The stock is just telling you, I'm right in here. The stock made its move right in here. Look at that. Got a flag, broke out sideways, went all the way, pulled back all the way to 21. We held that 21, even though we closed down below it, but still we always claim it back. That's strength right there. It's a good entry right there, or right in here if you want it. Whatever you guys trade. I respect everybody's trading. I can be bullish, you can be bearish on the same trade, which actually that's what makes the market from my point of view. Yeah, stock looking good, nothing wrong with it. It's actually moving sideways in here. It's gaining building some energy to move up higher. You can see that right here. Yeah, I get concerned once the stock start breaking the 21 moving average on a volume. That's when I start getting worried. As you can see, last week some stock got hammered, like DDOG, right there, like breaking that 50 with that, man, that huge volume right there. That's a concern for me. Once you break that 50, man, that's a stock is giving you the stock market or the stock, whatever you're trading, it's giving you a huge warning sign, like, yo, get out of the way. I don't care if it's earning. I really don't care about the news much, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what you guys think, but for me, I don't care if it's the news, if it's whatever it is. I just follow the price. If the stock is not acting the way I wanted it, the way it's not holding its moving averages, man, I'll just get out. Why not? I just save you capital. The whole game, man, you gotta save your money so you can keep playing. Otherwise, you blow up your account and you just keep hoping and blah blah blah. You know. So yeah, so a bunch of stocks actually got hit. All the growth stocks. Zoom didn't get hit as much. CRWD. Yeah, look at that. Look at that volume picking up right there. Right there, breaking that 50. That's breaking the 50. The stock made a huge move. Look at back then, we broke out right there. We went from 68 all the way to 82, and then from 82 all the way bounced right on that 21. Look at that 21 again, 21, 21. From 68 all the way to 115. Man, you got to give this stock a break. It has to make a new base. Yeah, so I'll just leave it alone, like I stated before. This is from last time. Once I start breaking that 21 moving average, I'll know the stock wants to take a break and just want to make a new base, whatever. Leave it alone. It's going to take some time. Stock won't keep going all the time. They have to take a break. Next one I want to mention is WSM. Earnings going to be in this month, this month, 28 August. Nothing wrong with it. Look how we came back. It's I love charts, man. I spend majority of the time just looking at the chart and how the stocks moves. I love it. It's my passion. This is what I do. I like it. Uh, you respect it. The chart will talk to you. It will tell you what's doing. You just have to be flexible. You just gotta have that flexible man. I mean, you can have everything you want it perfectly, like this one, for example. It comes in, breakout, volume. We got all the ingredients for the stock to move high, and all of a sudden, boom! It just and it breaks the 21. Or the next thing you know, it breaks that 50, and guess what? I'm out of the trade before you even know it. That's how trading's supposed to be, in my opinion. I don't know what about you guys, but for me, I've been doing this for like what, over 7 years right now. Um, you gotta respect that chart, man. Chart is it's an art, it's a language. You gotta respect it, man. You can't hope, you can't be smoking opium and all that. You can do that at the beginning of your trading, but man, yeah, once you once the stock gives you warnings, you got to honor your stops. You can't just be going, no, man, let's wait for it, let it come back here, let's see what it's going to do. No, once you start hoping, once you start having that conversation with your mind, man, you're doomed. You're done. That's why you have rules in the first place. You got to respect them, black and white. There's no gray. You know what I mean? So yeah. Next one, actually, I want to mention is actually I'm running out of the stock. That's all actually I want to share with you. DRD, I think it's a gold stock. Yeah, it is gold stock. They're gonna report earnings on September 1st. I think I mentioned this one. Yeah, I mentioned it. Of course, all time there's an annotation. That means I talked about it last time. Stock is making higher lows. We broke that 21. That was concerning a little bit. Once I believe, in my opinion, just my opinion, if we break below that candle right there, if we break it, like what's the low of that candle? It's 1440. What's that? 1421, 29. We actually came down, but we closed above it. Start breaking and closing below that candle. I think we're just gonna keep going lower, in my opinion. But as of right now, it's still making the higher lows. You look at it on 4-hour intraday. There's nothing wrong with the stock, yeah. But it's in a correction, yeah. I can tell you that. I mean, it's obvious. But yeah. So that's my take on that DRD. Alright guys, so that's what I want to share with you. I hope you like it. I hope you get something out of it. If you like the new version that I'm doing right now, give me a thumbs up, support me, help me grow the channel. I will share with you as much as I know. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys, and hope you get something out of it. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time watching it. Help me grow the channel, and see you next time. Bye.